the essence of the eternal divine spirit, the one that causes all that exists to exist, the one that is self-existent.
How many men have children and the children never meet their father? See, you created a void in that child because you are a part of that child.
Black power! Black power!
Black power!
Black power!
Black power!
Are you feeling fatigued and can barely make it through the day without some type of caffeine?
Are you on a journey of healing your body but need a little help?
Then alkaline water is what you really need.
Alkaline water has many benefits. Alkaline water can help restore pH balance in the body. Consuming beverages such as soda and coffee can make your body acidic.
Did you know that too much acid in your body has been linked to an intimate heart disease, obesity, diabetes, autoimmune disease, chronic pain, and other chronic conditions like gout and arthritis?
Those who use alkaline water have reported increased energy levels, clearer skin, reduction in inflammation, better digestion, and many other health benefits. I've used alkaline water for years, and it's been instrumental in sustaining my health when I was diagnosed with sarcoidosis.
Are you ready to take responsibility for your body's health?
If the answer is yes, then our alkaline water is just what you need. Bring your own bottles. It's only $3 for each gallon. To place an order or for more information, you can reach us at 773-846-3091. Thank you in advance for your support.
Hi, my name is Sister Ebony Stevenson. I am your announcer for today. Welcome to the Toma Nation's weekly Sunday worship service from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. every Sunday at 616 East 71st Street here in Chicago, Illinois, and also live on Facebook. If you would like more information, you can reach us at www.facebook.com/TomaNation2 or give us a call at 773-952-8302. Now I am going to recite our opening. In the name of the eternal divine spirit, the one that causes all that exists to exist, the one that is self-existent, the one who directs the sunships of millions and trillions of years, and the one who made time the seed of the universe, known among the ancient Kemites or Egyptians as Amun-Ra and Aton, among the Hebrews as Ansar, Yahweh, and Elohim, among the Christians as Lord, God, and Jehovah, among the Muslims and Islamic world as Allah, the one God, among the Rastafarians as Jah, Rastafari, among the Yoruba tribes of West Africa as Odumare, Eshu, and many other Orisha names. I bear witness that all these names refer to the same one, Almighty Spirit, and it is to that essence which I give reverence and to whom I submit. I boldly proclaim that we, the descendants of those black men and women who survived the transatlantic slave trade, are the Lost 13 tribe, born in North America and are of a Nubian Kemetic lineage. I further proclaim that the blood of all the nations of the earth flows through our veins. I greet you in the ancient but holy words of peace, Hotep, Shalom, Assalamu alaikum, Habaragani, Alafia, and Ashe. Now I am going to recite the 13 points of what we believe and know. Number 1. We believe and know that we are not to repeat the mistakes of the past prophets and messengers of the Almighty Creator of the heavens and earth. Number 2. We believe and know that we can only establish an economic base through the application of the knowledge of self and the incorporation of the ideologies of the Honorable Marcus Garvey, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Mahatma Gandhi, and Ben Ami. Number 3. We believe and know that the prophets and messengers of the Holy Bible, the Holy Quran, and the Kemetic Holy Books were all black. Number 4, we believe and know that Jesus Christ of 2,000 years was and is a black man. Number 5, we believe and know that the knowledge of the Almighty Creator goes beyond books written by the prophets and messengers of the Almighty Creator. Number 6, we believe and know that in order to promote and coordinate unity, we must first recognize and accept the uniqueness of being able to worship our Creator, regardless of religious denomination, name, title, ritual, particular dress, or holy book, as long as it recognizes the Almighty Creator of the heavens, earth, and the universe as supreme. Number 7, we believe and know that it is impossible to tell the truth without exposing the wicked governments of the world. Number 8, we believe and know that the United States government, in collaboration with other European nations, have a denial objective to exterminate dark-skinned people of color off the earth through the act of genocide. Number 9, we believe and know that some of the most effective methods that are being used today are AIDS, birth control, alcohol and drug abuse, vaccinations, gang and domestic violence, systematic elimination of trauma centers, the public school system, and public aid within the black communities of America and the world. Number 10, we believe and know that the last trick that Satan is playing on us is the dividing of us by our religious differences, religious gangbanging. Number 11, we believe and know that the conflict between the various religions are comparable to the conflict between various street gangs within the inner cities of America. Number 12, we believe and know that the war on drugs and gangs is a diabolical plot to disarm the black community of weapons, break up the black family, withdraw our constitutional rights, also kill and incarcerate young black males under the undercover code name April 2020. We believe and know that every letter, shape, sound, and numerical value contains esoteric information that completely transcends the specific contextual meaning of the word. Our purpose: to bring about the growth of a righteous community in accordance with the laws of the Creator of the universe, under the leadership and guidance of Brother Minister Hakim Aton, to provide solutions to the social and economic ills that plague the communities of urban America. Our goal: to re-educate and retrain youth and young adults to develop positive moral values as an alternative to delinquent behaviors, because you can't rebuild a community and not rebuild the minds of the residents of the community to meet the responsibilities of maintaining the community's image. Our mission: to enhance the economic development of our communities by establishing businesses, real and personal properties, thereby creating jobs and/or entrepreneurship training programs that will reverse the concept of leaving the community to buying back the community. Our motto: let your light so shine before men that they shall see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Matthew 5:16. Now we're going to recite our salute to the red, black, and green flag. Everyone put your right fist in the air and repeat after me. Here's to this flag of mine, the red, black, and green. Hopes in its future bright, Africa has seen. Here's to the red of it, great nations shall know of it. In time to come, red blood shall flow of it. Historians shall write of it, this flag of mine. Here's to the black of it, 400 million's back of it, whose destiny depends on it. The red, black, and green of it, oh flag of mine. Here's to the green of it, young men and women shall dream of it, face shots and shells for it, maidens shall sing of it, waving so high. Here's to the whole of it, colors bright and pole of it, pleased is my soul with it, regardless of what is told of it. Thanks to God for giving it. this great flag of mine. Please keep your right fist raised high in the air as we sing our Black National Anthem. Black power, black power, black power. Black power is the power to define, develop, and defend that which is in the best interest of Black people.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Temple of Mercy Association, located in Chicago, Illinois at 616 East on 71st Street in the Grand Crossing community. I'd just like to begin by reciting our opening. In the name of the everlasting Father, he that causes all that exists to exist, he that is self-existent, he who directs the sonships of millions and trillions of years, and he who's made time the seed of the universe. He's known among the ancient Kemites or the indigenous people of Africa as Amen-Ra and Aton. He's known among the Hebrews as Ansaf, Yahweh, and Elohim. He's known among the Christians as Lord God and Jehovah, and among the Muslim and the Islamic world as Allah, the one God. But I bear witness that all of these names refer to the same one Almighty God, and it is to him whom I give reverence and to whom I submit. We, Toma, greet our brothers and our sisters and those in social media land in the ancient but yet holy words of peace, which are Hotep, Shalom, Assalamu alaikum, Abaragani, Alafia, and Ashe. All the greetings and salutations in various languages, religions, and persuasions that we happen to find Black people in America involved in. Just as atoms unite to form the elements of life, so must we be in our unity. And our unity can only be established once we recognize and accept the uniqueness of being able to worship our Creator, regardless of the religious denomination, name, title, ritual, dress, or particular holy book that one subscribes to. We must strive to speak all the languages of the people so that we can unite the people for a greater common good. Today, my topic is going to be the Blackprint for Black America, building and sustaining Black wealth for our communities and our families. Our references and most of the information that I'm going to give to you today comes from a very powerful book called Powernomics, the National Plan to Empower Black America by Dr. Claude Anderson. And if you haven't picked up your copy of that book, you need to go and get this book ASAP. Claude Anderson very eloquently outlined everything that Black people needed to do to get ourselves off the economic bottom. Unfortunately, this book was written 20 years ago. And there were things that he told us 20 plus years ago that we needed it to do to prevent us from becoming a permanent underclass. Well, 20 years later, Black America, I'm going to tell you, we are that permanent underclass. And if you don't believe me, just look at what's going on in the world today. They brought in a whole nother class of people to come in and replace the work and everything that we were doing in the communities. And y'all know who I'm talking about. So if we're going to ever have anything collectively, there are a few things that we have to understand and that we have to adopt. Because if we don't adopt these things, then we're going to be in trouble forever. And we're never going to get out of the condition. We're never going to get any better than what we are. And I want to give us some metrics so we can determine our success, our failures, because numbers don't lie. Which y'all agree? People lie, but numbers don't lie. And so I want to let us know that when we came to this country out of the bottom of slave ships, that we own less than 1/4 of 1% of this country's goods, resources, and its wealth. Well, I want to fast forward you to 2024. After 44 something elected presidents, a black president, over 20,000 elected officials, and everything that they have us excited about, being the first black this, the first black that, to first black on the Supreme Court, the first black woman vice president. I want you to know that it has not changed the numbers. The numbers are we still own less than 1/4 of 1% of the country's goods, resources, and its wealth. I want y'all to really understand that. So when you look at the billionaire Michael Jordan, the billionaire Oprah Winfrey, the billionaire Bob Johnson, the billionaire Jay-Z, the billionaire LeBron, we still own less than 1/4 of 1%, because what do they put their billions in is the question. So there's a lot of things that they've got us involved in economically and financially that they're telling us is going to make us financially free. Well, I'm the math doctor, and I'm going to let you know the math ain't mathing. Because right now, there's a study that came out last year that was done, I think, by Black Enterprise, and it said that black wealth will be zero by 2053. That's our collective wealth will be zero by 2053. That's only 30 years from now. We didn't believe Claude Anderson 20 years ago when he told us we would become a permanent underclass, and now we are the permanent underclass right now. Even the migrants that just got to this country are going to be ahead of us in another year or two. So we got to really look at what is the challenge. Where do we need to focus our energy at? We've heard this before, but I don't think we really understand it. Land is the basis for community development. We have to own some land. You talk about all the senseless killing that's going on in the community. You talk about all the violence that's going on in the community. And we've heard it before. The people come out, they say violence needs a job. Well, what kind of job? Not just any old kind of job. Do violence need a job selling now the legal drug that used to be illegal? Well, I don't think so. But what job should we be focused on? I know one industry that would employ every last one of us. Do you all know what that industry is? It's called agriculture, because we got to eat. We got to feed ourselves. There's a deliberate attempt, and it used to be a denial objection, and now I'm not necessarily seeing it as a denial objection, but they're trying to exterminate black people off the earth through the act of genocide. And one of the best ways to do that is through the food. Our children grew up on Flaming Hots and blue juice. What do you expect to come out of that? The school systems have taken out the grading scale. Passing now is not about the grades. Passing now is not about the attendance. If there were a grading scale where 70 used to be passing, now it's 40. Your kids can fail 3 classes, but as long as they go to summer school, they can pass to the next grade. Y'all help me understand that. Out of 6 classes, one of them being gym, that you can fail 3 of them and still pass to the next grade. And we wonder why economically we're not moving forward, because we're not building skill set. Skills pay the bills. Skills build the community. And they've gotten us so far away from the trades and the industries that are going to really sustain and give us the amount of money that we need to have an actual chance at living. In Chicago, it's $90,000 a year to live here. $90,000. The average black man in America only makes $41,500. I'm a math doctor. That's $105 a day after taxes and everything come out your check. If you're not paying child support, that's $82 a day for an 8-hour shift. You do the math. $82 a day is what the average black man in America is making. The black woman is making less than that. $38,800 a year. And we're complaining about, I can't find no six-figure man. Well, that's only about 6% of us. I think it's grown now to maybe 10%, but only 10% of us make a six-figure income in a lifestyle that needs to be $90,000 to live in Chicago, Illinois. And you wonder why we're struggling? Because there's no collective effort. Other ethnic groups, the children don't turn 18, get out and pay their own rent. The children turn 18, they work for the family business that they own, that they collectively own. And they live in one big house. That mortgage might be $3,000 or $4,000, but it's at least 6 or 7 families inside of that one mortgage. Nobody's paying $2,000 and $3,000 a month to live in each family, in each household. That's only in the Black community. And then you got people in our community telling us financial freedom is all of these $1 million mortgages. And I'm saying $1 million mortgage because the average cost of a house in Chicago is $360,000. You know, it takes 3 times that amount to pay it off in 30 years. That's $1 million debt instrument. That's not financial freedom. That might be your financial dream to own your own house, but don't let the dream turn into a nightmare, because you don't have $1 million to give to a debt instrument at a bank. You need to take that $1 million and invest it into a trust fund, earn some interest, buy some land so that you can have something to leave for the next generation. Because this generation won't make it. 96% of us will be dependent on friends, family, and the federal government to take care of us. This is a serious thing, Black America. But everybody is promoting living your best life and going on these vacations and spending all of this money and having $40,000 weddings and $10,000 prom send-offs. And we wonder why Black wealth is slated at 0 in the next 30 years. Because we haven't collectively gotten our minds together so that we can properly do the things that we need to do with our money. Black people, we all know, are the biggest consumers on the planet. We consume $1 trillion a year. But there's a such thing called prosumption versus consumption. And the root word of consumption is con. The root word of prosumption is pro. Pro is short for produce. We have to produce the goods and the services that we are going to take advantage of. The household products, the essential, the soap, the lotions. We cannot let white America continue to incarcerate us at a rate of 1.8 million people being incarcerated. And then the contract for the jail that provides the soap and the lotion is the largest contract in history, because those are things that we have to have. But we don't control that industry. We don't control no industry in America. And it's purposely set up for that. So all of you Black people who are out here fighting for equality, fighting for freedom, fighting for our rights, telling our youth that our ancestors died for us to have the right to vote, they also died for us to have the right to own our own businesses too. Because the majority of the people that were being hung, lynched, and burnt at the stake wasn't just regular Black people. Those were business owners who were building projects and building things like the Black Wall Street that we heard about in Tulsa, Oklahoma in 1921. We got to get back to ownership, and the ownership has to start with land. Don't talk to us about buying $1 million debt instruments from banks because we got a 7-bedroom house and 3 bathrooms with some stainless steel and some granite and some nice looking floors, and it's still in the damn ghetto. It's still in Inglewood. It's still Auburn Gresham. It's still the same community that's averaging 1,000 homicides a year. Make it make sense. It's still in the same community where the school system is failing our children. So let's really think about it. Stop putting your children out at 18 and letting them go out here and pay somebody else's mortgage and pay for somebody else's trust fund trying to pay rent so they can call themselves grown. No, they need to be staying at home, saving and investing their money. They shouldn't leave home until they got $100,000. Put in the instrument that is giving them some type of insurance, so that they can make some money, so they can have a chance at this thing we call the American dream, so they can have a chance at this thing we call living a lifestyle. I want to share with y'all some real numbers. Those of y'all that like having children. According to 2024 most recent figures, the cost of raising a child from birth to the age of 17 is $233,610. I did the math for you. I know that sounds like a lot. It's about $1,400 a month. So all of us and all of you, when the women put you on child support and you want to know why she need that much money, it costs $1,400 just to care for the child. And if you don't think that's a lot of money, you tell me how much child care is. You tell me how much, if you send your children to a decent school and you paying for the education, how much that's going to cost every month. This is without paying for any school. This is without college education. This is just the bare necessities, $1,400 a month. And that's per child. And a lot of us in the community got a bunch of children. Some of us need to go back and rethink some things and do the math and figure out what you bringing your children in the world in and how much is that going to cost, and stop depending on the federal government, friends and family for your shortfalls, and start taking some accountability by knowing the numbers. The root word of accountability is count. Can you count? Not do you love somebody, how much you feel for them and these different things. No, can you count? Do you have the skill that would allow you to raise these children? Do you have a mindset to raise our community up to a different level? Because it's going to take community and family to come back together. We got to go back and bring back our families. And our family have to be redefined. It never had in a history before had to be defined as man, woman, and child. But today it has to be man, woman, and child, our family, our business. The family business is the new economy. Dr. Webb Evans, rest his soul, told us for 56 years that our children should not have to grow up and depend on anyone but us to give them a job. We shouldn't be having our children go to school, get an education, to come out and beg for somebody else to hire them. We should be in a position to do that. The Honorable Marcus Garvey asked the question, where is the men of big affairs? And I'm not talking about hiring us to your network marketing company. I'm not talking about hiring us to your real estate company, your insurance company. I'm talking about our real estate company that we really own, our insurance company that we really own, our investment firm that we really own. These are the keys to financial success, and we got to become more than representatives in these white companies to help our people. And we got to stop gangbanging among each other, fighting and talking about whose company is better and whose company is doing this and whose company is doing that. Black people catching hell. We're underinsured. We're overcharged. Most of the agents that's talking to you about financial education don't have no investment licenses, no security licenses. That is the number one foundation for any financial portfolio. You got to have a game plan to get you past inflation. You got to have a game plan to help you deal with market fluctuation. And you got to have a game plan to help you deal with taxes. I'm sorry, an insurance agent can't help you do that. You need a Morgan Stanley. You need a Dean Witter. But guess what? They're not coming to the Black community. Out of the over 600-something thousand representatives, only 6% of them are African American and Black. And we know how it goes. If I'm a Hispanic, I'm going to go help Hispanic people. If I'm Chinese, I'm going to go help Chinese people. If I'm Black, I'm going to go try to help everybody but us, because we don't support us. So we don't even have the luxury of being able to come to our own people to bring them the goods and services that's needed in the community, because we've been taught to hate everything Black about us, and we won't even accept us and be true to ourselves. So yeah, we got a double fight. So we got to become wise. We got to learn how to sell to Black people again. The white folks put a video out 30 years ago about how to sell to Black people, and everybody on the planet didn't learn but us. We beating them at everything else. We number one in golf. We number one in tennis. We number one in basketball. You mean to tell me we can't be number one in business? But we have to be taught the science of business. We have to be taught the warfare of business, because business is war. People fight for market share. People fight to control industries. They fight and they kill people to stay in control of industries. They're not just killing us for no reason. They're not just trying to reduce our population for no reason. They know if we ever get a hold of the industry, if we ever start manufacturing things from the ground, from the seed, Monsanto is spending billions of dollars to make sure seeds can't reproduce themselves, that we have to come to them for food, that they're destroying the land, making sure that crop won't grow for us. So we can't feed ourselves. We can't be independent of them. And ain't nobody saying a mumbling word because they keep promoting black celebrities among us and then telling you about their $50 million house. No, tell me about their acres of land. Thank God Rick Ross got some sense. He went and bought some land. The basis for community development. Thank God for the Nation of Islam who've been preaching that for I don't know how many years now, who've been paving and showing us the way about buying land and owning real estate that's on your land, owning agriculture, planting your seeds, feeding your people. You can't fight a war if you are eating the enemy's diet. You know it's poison. And those of you who think it's not, then you tell me why we number one in high blood pressure, why we number one in diabetes, why we number one in almost every disease known to man. Because it's by design. But if we're going to ever fight this fight, we got to learn the rules to the game. And the rule of the order of the day now is the collective. It's the family. We don't have the luxury of sending our children out to be on their own no more because we don't make enough money to live on our own. So what the hell make you think sending your child out at 18 that they're going to have enough money to live on their own? The math ain't mathing. They only making $21, $22 an hour, $1,400 every 2 weeks, $2,800 a month after taxes. They back at $2,000, $24,000 a year. The average rent is $1,600. That's 80% of their income. What are you putting them out for? Because they grown? Grown ain't an age, it's a wage. You got to be accountable. You got to do the math. You got to do the numbers. Your kids can't afford to live on their own. Hell, you can't even afford to live on your own. We got to be a collective again. We got to be a family again. Can't no single independent, nobody make it by themselves long term. Not for a lifetime. Some of us are in privileged positions. Yeah, we make the kind of money that I'm talking about we need to make. We saving the kind of money that I'm talking about we need to save. And we putting it in the right places. But you're not going to be effective for a lifetime. The numbers say you need $2.4 million to care for yourself a lifetime. That means you got to accumulate that much money at one time. Not what you make every year added up. You got to get to some point in your life because only two things going to happen. Either you're going to want to quit working or your health is going to tell you to quit working. It's only two sources of income. Either you work for it or it works for you. And if you have not saved and invested any money and have it working for you, then how are you going to care for yourself a lifetime? How are we going to call ourselves black men when black women are becoming the largest homeless population in America and nobody's saying nothing about it? How? Y'all want leadership. Y'all want people to protect. Y'all want people to provide. Well, we got to correct some of our behavior, women. $40 million a year for wigs and beauty that we didn't produce? Stop it. Them wigs don't look that good. Our children are suffering. We're in debt. We can't get out of this situation if we're going to frivolously spend the money on things that we don't need to spend. It's supposed to be hot girl summer, not hot girl lifestyle. Brothers, it's supposed to be hot boy summer, not hot boy lifestyle. At some point, you got to settle down and take care of your family. Take care of your community. Take care of your loved ones. Pool your resources together as a family so the families can come together as a community, so the community can come back to being a neighborhood. We got to have neighborhoods again where we're neighborly, where we're concerned about Miss Johnson, where we're concerned about Miss Jones, where we're not sending Miss Johnson and Miss Jones to the senior citizen home down the street so they can live in an apartment and be away from us. No, we want to see Miss Jones and Miss Johnson sitting on their front porch because Miss Jones and Miss Johnson had a family business. And those children that they had, that they raise, that they sacrifice for, are running the family business that's taking care of the entire family, not just your individual, selfish, entitled self. We got to come out of this individual, independent talk. The goal is called interdependence, where independent whole people come together to multiply things. That's our job. That's our responsibility. And if you're running out here talking about you single, independent, I don't need no help, I can do everything by myself, you're a damn fool, and the numbers say you're lying. You're struggling. You're on your way to being outdoors. You're uncooperative, you're unaccountable, and you don't want to listen to right. You want to just be wrong. And unfortunately, some of us gonna die in our wrong. But those of us that are listening, pool your resources. Start your children a business. Give them the skill set of running a business at 7 years old. Teach them how to sell. It builds character. It builds personality. You know how many smart, straight A students I done met, graduated from college, got actual real college degrees, engineers, doctors, lawyers, don't even know how to look somebody in their face and shake their hand and look them in the eye because they have no self-confidence. Their anxiety is always on 10. Because they never had to interact with nothing but a phone and a video game, and they stayed in the house and they didn't play well with the children, and you didn't involve them in anything. You didn't put them in no organization. You didn't take them to church. So they have no people skills, but they got all this education, and it's not beneficial for them. Dr. Claude Anderson said if we're going to be the #1 population in the jail, then we should have the #1 contracts in the jail. I felt so offended. Somebody called me to a program that they were having, and they were passing out all of these free goods and services. And they put me on a particular table, and they had these bags full of soap and toothpaste and toothbrushes. And the lady came back over there. She said, "You still got all this stuff? They don't want none of this?" And I looked at her and I said, "Ma'am, that's the soap and toothpaste you get when you go to jail. That's a Cook County jail pack. Don't nobody want to use that toothpaste and that damn soap. It's traumatizing." She said, "What? This good soap and toothpaste?" I said, "You missed the point. This is the toothpaste and the soap that you get upon going to jail. Why do somebody want to come out here and use the same soap and toothpaste? It didn't work in there. It's not going to work out here either. It's a very inferior product, and it brings up trauma." I said, "Don't none of these grown men out here, if they ever been to Cook County, going to take this soap and this toothpaste." But that's what they thought about our community. Let's give them the overstock from the jail soap and toothpaste. Let's pass that out in the community. All of these handouts, all of these grants for rallies and public service. Where are the real resources at, Mr. Johnson? Where's the industry that you're going to help promote, finance, and get together for Black people in Chicago? You're promoting the industry of everybody else. Where's our industry at? What are we going to control, produce, manufacture, and distribute among our people to create our own jobs? We shouldn't be still continuing to beg for the same thing year in and year out, month in and month out, day in and day out. At some point, there should be some growth. I gave you the numbers, they're still the same. So don't let these dummy bags that they keep placing in front of us, called celebrities and entertainers, make you think that Black people are coming up, because we're not. They promoting industry and artists and things to us now that only sold 20,000 records. When do you become the #1 artist on the planet selling 20,000 records when everybody else had to go gold and platinum and double platinum? And you mean to tell me you can come out, sell 20,000 records and get called #1? What's the real agenda? What's the real agenda? Turning your children out. The over-sexualization of us. Anything to change our mind from considering us as a family and a community and us working together. All the money that we spend, 94% of it goes back to every other ethnic group but us in less than 4 hours of us receiving it. All you mega churches putting $50 million a year in white-owned banks. We ain't got no bank. No credit union, nothing. You putting $40 million every Monday in a white-owned bank? When we come to church, we look outside, it's the Hispanics cutting the grass? You mean to tell me there's no Black children in the neighborhood your church is in that can come and do the landscaping? If they don't have the equipment, you got a large enough membership. Can't you just buy it and put our children to work, teach them a skill so that they can be employable in the community? We have to hire the Hispanics to do our black churches landscaping. Shame on you. And to those of you all that think I'm talking about some racist thing and I'm being divisive, then I want you to tell me, where are you, black men, providing the goods and services in any other community? Because in their community, people take care of their landscaping. In their community, their people take care and fulfill all the contracts. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think they should take care of their community. I think they should take care of their family. I'm just tired of us for not being able to emulate the same thing. We should be taking care of our communities. We should be teaching our children more than go to school, get a good education so they can get a good job. Because school and education only teach you how to work for somebody. It don't teach you how to think. I'm going to say that again. School and education doesn't teach you how to think. It teaches you how to work for somebody, how to be a good employee. And the way they build in the schools now and the resemblance that the schools have of prisons, I'm beginning to think the only place they want to employ us is the jail. Coming to a theater near you. It's already 1.7, almost 8 million people of color incarcerated. So we have to do for self. We cannot continue to fight over and deal with these grants. We went to a fabulous march yesterday on the west side. 1,000 people showed up. All the brothers showed up. We had the Hebrews out there. We had the Nation of Islam out there. We had various different organizations and churches that came together. But you know what the side talk was? Man, they always get their money to the wrong people, man. The people ain't really doing nothing. So everybody that wasn't getting the grant complaining because of the people that got the grant, because they don't feel like they doing the job. Then if you give them the grant, somebody else is going to say the same thing about them. Then you got a mayor that'll come out and give the same speech again to black men about how he's going to not let us be disinvested after giving the migrants millions and millions of dollars and coming to give us grants for marches and rallies. Man, get out of here with that, bro. We need some resources for some industry takeover. Brandon Johnson, Cook County Sheriff Tom Dart, we need the contract for the tissue. Why is Cook County Jail paying $128 for a 96 box of tissue, 96 rolls? Why are we paying that much for tissue? Who's got that contract? Y'all Facebook investigators, y'all like busting people out. Now bust them out. Find out what white company got that contract and let's embarrass them and do the Jesse Jackson on them so we can get the contract, so we can employ our people. Let's talk about some real investment. Let's stop investing in everybody else's business. Let's stop taking everybody's hand-me-downs. Since when did we get to the point now that we proud of hand-me-downs and we just sticking our chests out about who's giving out the most this and who's giving out the most that? Why we can't own the business and give away our surplus after we made a profit and put our people to work and taught our children some skills and sustained our businesses and sustained our communities? That's the true goal. If y'all interested in anything that I'm talking about, please come and visit us on Sundays at 616 East on 71st Street. We don't just get on this live and talk about the problem. We got solutions. Minister Hakim Aton has been since 1990 providing solutions to almost every ill that black people face, whether it's health, wealth, or knowledge of self, the religious gang banging, almost every topic you can think of, we got a solution for. The only thing we missing is able-bodied men, able-bodied people, able-bodied families that care enough to want to sacrifice not a lot of money, but some of your time and your mind so that we can re-educate, retrain you, help you to think different about your community and your families so that we can get a different result. Because we're tired of sitting in this condition. We're tired of the gun violence that's going on in the community. We're tired of dealing with and normalizing 1,000 homicides of young people in our community. And all we do is say, oh, Lord, my condolences. I'm praying for the family. Oh, they just issued $40 more million for violence prevention, and them numbers ain't went down since the 90s. I remember 1991. I remember 1993. That were the first 2 times we became the homicide capital of the world. That was the first time that it exceeded 1,000. Now it's been at 1,000 forever, and we act like that's normal. And they'll come on the news and tell you, hey, the killers was down over Memorial Weekend. Negro, we lost 47 people. I feel like Benjamin Netanyahu. How he feel about his people. He said the fingernail of one Jew is too much to lose. He didn't say the life. He said the fingernail. And we bragging about, oh, only 47 of us died over Memorial Day weekend. That's too many, man. That's way too many. Should nobody be dying in our community at the hands of quick kill weapons of mass destruction? And we're wondering why we can't get off the economic bottom because they got us focused on everything else. All you got to do is take a page out of the Hispanic book. You see them coming into the community, buying up these houses, fixing them up, building this big 15-foot gate, and you look
for our weekly Sunday worship service. We invite you and your family to join us live every Sunday at 616 East 71st Street at our new time from 12:30 to 1:30 p.m. and on Facebook from 12:30 to 1 p.m. If you have enjoyed what you have heard, please feel free to support us with a monetary gift on Cash App at $TOMANATION. Once again, that's $TOMANATION. This will conclude our live stream. The message you have been listening to will continue live here at the Toma headquarters. We thank you, Black family. See you next Sunday. Black Power.
This is the eternal divine spirit, the one that causes all that exists to exist, the one that is self-existent.
How many men have children and the children never meet their father? See, you created a void in that